I'm doing a mat. I'm late.
Yeah, look.
I'm doing a mat. I'm late. So, welcome live from the crossroads of America. A 1 hour talk show shooting with disabilities. We'll talk about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email to rickslifeasIseeit@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page and all that good stuff. And at the moment, the only person in the chat is Sabrina. Oh, Yoda, Texas just showed up. How you doing, you two? I know YouTube's messing around with notifications. It comes real slow. Hey, Southpaw. So, all right. Let me introduce who I got on the panel so far. We got New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you, Rick. I'd also add that notifications are kind of screwy. Even on my end, I'm not getting a lot, and I've re-hit the bell and everything, and I'm still not getting them. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and of course we got the one and only Patriot in the Dark.
Well, good evening, everyone. Hello, Sabrina. I hope you are well. Thanks for having me, Rick.
See you. I was talking. Tony was talking to me less than an hour ago on Messenger. I was hoping he might show up tonight, but
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed him Saturday.
Oh yes, he was in good form. Okay, you guys got any topics you want to talk about before we get going?
I worked on a video for 2 days, put everything in there really good, and then I realized the first website I was talking about, it was actually a different website, and so I'm gonna have to redo the whole thing. But
oh no,
at least I got it all written out right, all the links and phone numbers and all that stuff. And yeah, it was a pain, but
yeah,
it's just on this emergency stuff and setting up diabetic supplies, and if you have trouble paying and that kind of stuff, where there's different resources to help you out.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing, is obviously continuing with your medication.
Well, yeah, that's the thing I was going to talk about tonight too. So that's a good topic. Hey, Kingpin, glad you could join us. No, we didn't hear you. So don't know if you're working or not. But
Can you hear me now?
yes.
I'm gonna have to. I'm on my cell phone and I'm on my speaker. My earbuds just died, so I apologize.
No problem. So, okay, Jason Stewart's showing up. That's good. Okay, I mean, what you were talking about, just Patriot, shooting disabilities. I mean, with this coronavirus going around, or COVID-19, whatever you wish to call it, or do the president thing, the Chinese virus. Medications. I mean, because luckily, I got an email from. I use some big website called Optimin. I think it's called something RX or something like that. I get all my medication by mail, and I get a 90-day supply at a time. And actually, I just got most of mine. I still got about 2 months worth left, but they said they still have plenty of supplies, and as far as they're concerned, things will carry on as normal. So I'm hoping that's what. So hopefully that will keep up, because I said if you don't have your medications, it can get scary. It could be not only could it be life threatening if you're on certain medications that you absolutely need.
And you hear people try to ration and cut down on their dosing and stuff, and that it just is horrible, to do that or have to do that or feel you need to. And there are those resources, like I mentioned last week or whatever, about, talking to your doctor. I mean, most people, you don't want to talk to your doctor or say anything like that, as far as financial things, but just say, hey, I'm having issues picking this up. This isn't working as far as, the money wise. They got their reps that come in and drop off stuff for them to, try out new and improved whatever's. So if you just talk to your doctor or talk to the nurse, even, there's always a head nurse, and maybe they're more pleasant to talk to. I know most of my doctors have no personality, but if you talk to them, maybe they can give you samples and stuff like that. And there's always that process of talking to the manufacturers. They all have numbers, and most of them will have some sort of extra help or discounts or direct shipping, or they may even just write it off and send you some. So there's always options, you just have to reach out and talk to people. Definitely.
Yep, you're right. Sorry, I'm trying to write and talk at the same time. It's like walking and chewing gum,
Mm-hmm.
No, just Sabrina and her husband are ill. They've been put in quarantine. So I hope you get better soon. Really do.
Wish you luck, Sabrina. I'd
Well,
add. Go ahead, Rick.
What I was going to say is what she's saying is, since she's been put in quarantine, her caregivers can't come to her house now and help her.
Yeah.
Which makes it tough if you need that. So hang in there. Hang in there. Hope that's all I can say, really. Hey, if I was your neighbor, I would come in and help you. So, because I don't drink the fish tank cleaner. I actually have hydrochloroquine. It's actually written here on the bottom. This is the actual stuff that Trump's been talking about. I've been on it for 4 years. Yes, it was originally invented for anti-malaria, but it's also used for arthritis. And I think our Southport RX will say that too, him being a pharmacist and all, I believe he is. But so I've been on it for 4 years, so I got the cure. I hope so anyway, but so hey, works for me, works for my arthritis. I know that much. I didn't think it did, because was it last year or the year before? No, I was still in Rhode Island. I asked my doctor to be weaned off it because I've been on it for about two and a half years or something. And he goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm feeling pretty good." He said, "Okay." So he weaned me off it. And oh my God, I didn't realize how good it was. Because I ache anyway. I'm in constant ache with the arthritis. But once I weaned myself off it, every day I was feeling worse and worse with the pain. And I didn't realize how much that was actually helping me. So anyway, so I went back on it very quickly, and I've been on it ever since, and I'm keeping to it. But I'm hoping, like some drugs, if you take it too long, it doesn't work anymore, because that's what the doctor told me about my metformin. He told me my numbers are low. He said, your lifestyle, he says, you're overweight, you eat the wrong foods. He said, I know you're trying to eat better and everything else, and you're losing weight, but you're still overweight and everything else. He said, the only thing that's keeping your numbers low is that metformin. He goes, eventually it might stop working for you, So I said, well, I'm still trying to lose weight. I said, if it stops working and I got to go on to insulin, that's what I got to do, but I'm hoping I don't. So that is why I'm trying to lose weight. I've lost a couple of more pounds. I got a scale here I'll weigh myself on. every day. Oh, and yes, they do make scales that weigh up to. Actually, I got a scale that goes way above what I weigh. So just to be on the safe side,
Well, you look all right to me there, Rick.
Thank you. You look pretty good yourself. And guess who's
Recommend trying to avoid the insulin if you can.
Oh yeah, I don't want to.
That's going to make you strictly dependent on a product with a timeline.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
right.
one of them things that's not easy to replace if you can't get it. So,
well, that's kind of the thing too. If you're using insulin, is because you have to. There's really no, there's no choice in the matter. When I first became diabetic or found out I was diabetic, they had me on medication for almost a year, and it wouldn't touch it. I mean, they tried pushing, the pills and that kind of stuff, and I was feeling horrible. I always wanted to sleep. I mean, it was just terrible. And then I went to a new doctor, and he's like, "Yeah, that stuff's not going to work for you," and put me on insulin. And within a day, I mean, you could know the difference. It was, your head wasn't running in the mud. It was outstanding. But another thing with that medication like that, I am not a doctor, but using there's always dates. Use this medication by this date, kind of thing, especially insulin and stuff like that. And your doctors swap over different varieties. They change the type sometimes, whatever, and you might have extra left over. In times like this with the emergencies and that, if you do have some, or you have some from, a family member or something that was a stockpile, and then, maybe they passed or whatever, you can actually donate that to either doctor's offices, and there's actually a site that you can send it to, and then they can actually help out with people that can't afford it or are in critical mass, and they need something like that. And I believe it's Insulin for Life is the one website where you can actually contact them with supplies, testing supplies, and that goes for obviously anything for diabetes or whatever. But the other thing is with the dates, just because it says February 2020 does not mean that it's bad. The doctors won't tell you that, probably because of obviously liability and whatever. But if you're in a bad situation and you have something that says it's 2019, or whatever, it's better to use something than not, maybe. And that obviously that choice is up to the person, but
they should refrigerate it as well. If you are unfamiliar or holding on to a stockpile, it should be stored at a cold temperature.
Now my cat takes insulin. I keep it in the refrigerator for him.
But then again, if you lose power and your insulin has went to room temperature, it does not mean it is bad. Just do not freeze it, because that will damage it and make it not work. So don't try to freeze it.
Can also store it in water too, like back of your toilet or something like that in an emergency. Keep it below room temperature. The cooler you can keep it and more stable, the longer it's gonna last.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, if your refrigeration
starts to not work, it still works a little, but you're going to have to end up doubling doses as time goes on, so it'll go even quicker.
So there you go. So, I still like taking my pills. I don't want to give myself a shot. It's bad enough.
Sounds like you still have a chance, Rick. So that's what I mean. If you can avoid insulin by changing your diet, by being hard on yourself, and putting in some extra work, then I recommend you do that. That's all personal work. But if you have that choice, I think it's much better for people to regulate yourself and be dependent on it. So.
Yeah, it's bad enough giving shots to my cat, let alone giving shots to myself. So There we go. I mean, also, as you said, I
And
know he's an animal, but I imagine that was myself. I mean, like being on the metformin, I can take it with me if I go somewhere. If I know I'm going to be home late, I can take my medication while I'm out. But with my cat taking insulin, I got to be home by a certain time. Well, I can go an hour or two without, with him. But if I leave it too long, he's an old cat anyway. I don't want him to drop into some coma. You know what I'm saying?
and
So,
especially with insulin now, you use vials or do you use like a Flexpen?
cat, I use vials.
Okay, because especially traveling, when I initially, found out I was diabetic and stuff, I traveled. I was in different countries and that, and the old way of using syringes and vials. I mean, as long as they see the vial, obviously they know it's that. But it is kind of a shock going to Asia or South America, whatever, and have a box of needles. They kind of look at you strange, but it's pretty common all over the world, I guess. But now with the Flexpen, it basically looks like a marker. It's
Oh
the
yeah,
size
I
of a
mean,
marker, and you get the
I
twist
tried
top.
to go on those. My doctor gave me a month's supply of them,
Yeah,
so he gave me 4 of them to use. But the problem is, under my insurance company,
yeah,
the cheapest I could get them was $121 a month copay,
yeah.
and
And
that's
that's
a bit too steep for me, unfortunately.
yeah. They're nice because it's more concealable. The needle part is just the tip. It's just a little screw on
And
the
it doesn't
cap.
need refrigerating.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's it's nice when you're out and about and you can just pull it out of your pocket or your glove box or whatever. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh, there we go.
but that works for any of those medications. If you're having issues or you can't afford them, ask your doctor. If they can help out, or find out the company. Like Lilly is one of the insulin manufacturers. Most manufacturers will have that special help because they just write it off or whatever. And,
Yeah. Well, I tried to. They do. They do, and it ought to. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I tried the medication, those pens. I contacted 2 different drug companies about them, and because I'm on Medicare, that's classed as a government sponsored program, and they cannot give me the discounts that they offer other people, believe it or not. Which I think is asinine, but there you go. That's how it works. That's why I had to go back on the metformin, because $121 a month on a fixed budget is a big chunk to me right now, when I could be spending it on other stuff. So, all right, what was next? So what else was I going to talk about? Well, anyway, Squiblo's joined us. It's glad to see you back. Computer up and running. You got a new one, or did you rebuild one? I couldn't remember. I watched your video, but I don't remember what it said.
I took 2 broken ones and made 1 working one.
Okay, you're at home, aren't you? You been laid off or closed down or whatever?
Both.
Okay, all right. That's kind of a bummer. No. I'm glad to see you back here, though. It's good to have you here, even if you don't say much.
You should be happy. We got nice weather now.
The credit card's getting to them.
Yeah. It got up to 62 here today, and for the next 3 days it's meant to be up in the 70s here, and I can't go shooting. Damn annoying, because we're on that lockdown too, where you could only go shopping or something. Even though my range, if I got the key to let myself in, it's an outdoor range, but technically, it's all ranges are closed down, from what I can figure out.
That's
Plus,
something too. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say there is a couple of farmhouses near where I shoot, and that's all I need for them to call up the state police. Hey, there's somebody down there shooting. So
You said your doctor's cool, right, Rick?
do what?
Last I knew about shooting and things like that.
Oh, my
Maybe you can
doctor
get
is. Yeah, he's good.
maybe you can get him to write a note that is therapeutic for you.
That's worth a shot. It really is.
Now where you're at, do you have? I know I've talked with some people and seen some email listservs or whatever talking about, it's the stay at home thing, but you're still able to go out and walk as long as you keep obviously distance from people and places, and you're not going somewhere. You can walk your neighborhood and that kind of thing. Is that something that you guys
yeah,
have
we used to
seen?
do that. We used to take the dog for a walk, or I can walk up and down the street for exercise, and yeah, it's not a quarantine lockdown. You can't leave or anything, but certain things are closed, like shooting ranges for some reason, and that's a conservation club, and I can't see. I mean, it's non-essential, so basically it's shut down. So that sucks, but that's all right. I've been taking my time. I've been sitting here reloading the last few days. I mean, I might, like when I'm on the chat in the mornings, I'll sit here and because the chat, there's no cameras on or anything like that, so nobody sees me. So I have my back turned to the computer, and I sit here and reload. Even if I only just reload 25 bullets at a time, it soon adds up over a few days. It's got to the point where I'm having to use empty cat treat containers to put all my bullets in because I got nowhere to store them. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
Bad problem.
I'm ready for the zombies. So there we go. Oh, by the way, I just want to keep everybody informed. I still got the 3 full toilet rolls plus the one on the wall, but it's almost time that I'm going to have to put another one on the wall. So I'll only be down to 2 in reserve. So, getting the desperate times. Just wanted to mention that.
Oh man, somebody's got to hook Rick up with a stock person at the store.
Yeah.
I actually this morning I did. Kroger has Monday, Wednesday, and Friday early morning for senior citizens or disabled or whatever whatever. Anyway, so I showed up there at 6 a.m. and I couldn't believe how many old people live around me. That place was just packed, crazy. And then, there was all sorts of stuff. I mean, I didn't really need much. I just got, a dozen eggs and just some, a weekly thing that I usually get. It wasn't, like some crazy people trying to buy stuff, but I guess they had huge lists, 2 of this, 2 of that, but I don't know. But it was pretty busy. But their pharmacy didn't open until 9. Which is kind of odd. If you're between 6 and 7 is when you show up, and then you got to wait until 9 to get your,
Yeah, you think they would open
which,
the pharmacy up for the hour that the seniors could be there. They can close it again.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Walmart actually on Tuesdays, they're open. No, it's 7 to 8 at Kroger and 6 to 7 at Walmart. So it's a whole hour before the store opens. So it's a totally different time for Walmart. It was Tuesdays from 6 to 7, and their pharmacy is open during that time. But I don't shop at Walmart. And so Kroger is 7 to 8. I'm sorry, I do apologize. So.
Yeah, they had to say. Oh, Sabrina saying the government had to make new rules over there because last weekend the beaches were full because no one did what they were told to do. Yeah, we had the same problem over here, Sabrina, because it was what they call spring break over here, and the college kids were partying like crazy, you know. So they had to close all the beaches down. So,
I
yeah,
think it's kind of funny. Not funny that it happened, but funny that, you spent all that money or went into debt more than likely to go there and end up stuck in your hotel room, getting yelled at by the local. I think that's hilarious.
They
yeah,
just didn't drink enough rubbing alcohol. Is probably what it was.
yeah.
So,
Oh, did you see that today? I can't remember the guy's name, but some YouTube guy went and licked a toilet bowl, show that he wasn't scared to catch the virus. Guess what he caught? The virus.
That's funny. Poetic justice.
He's got the COVID-19 that teach him.
Did you see the guy who went into the grocery store and licked all the toiletry products, like the soap and all that kind of stuff?
was that the guy
No,
south
that's
of New
messed
York?
up.
I can't remember what state he was in, but he got caught and they slapped him with a felony and they charged him with a terrorist.
Yeah, that was south of the New
Wow.
York City, and I think they said that some lady that they were at like prepared food at a thing, and she was saying he was too close, and she said please back up as she was trying to cover up the prepared food, and I guess he stepped in even closer, and so they got him with terrorism. 7 years, up to, I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, just
I
telling.
thought that was funny.
Sabrina, yes, our clocks went
Just set
forward.
an example.
So you're saying okay? So yeah, their clocks haven't changed over there yet. All right, all right. Sorry, I was talking to Sabrina in the chat there. So, all right. What was the next item I was going to talk about? Oh, I didn't want to bring it up, but for us, I got some good news. So, from what I've read and everything else, that is, I hate to bring it up, but the stimulus package that they just what they're working on now. The 12 up to 1,200. Now everybody's saying $1,200, but it says up to $1,200 per person. Right? I'm on Social Security. I don't file taxes. But what they said was that we are still going to get a check. Because what they'll do is they go through, because they they send us a 1099, they call it, which has what we earn on it and stuff like that. So that's how we will get that check direct deposited into our accounts whenever they start doing them. But it says up to $1,200, so I don't know, because we haven't paid taxes. Are we going to get less? I haven't found what it means by up to. So
I just saw something on the news about that, Rick, before this started. I only caught a quick segment of it, but it was stating households are individuals that earn yearly $75,000 or more what might be eligible for the $1,200. I believe the $1,000 would be the limit to $75,000, and there was also, I believe, a $500 credit towards people with children. So I don't know if that's per child or what.
I believe that's per child. I believe.
Walking by,
but I think there's a limit on that too. I mean, if you got 9 kids, get $500 for each one. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to limit it. I'm not sure all the details, but I wasn't too worried about the people who. I mean, you're going to get a payment of some sort. Because I was trying to. Yoda Texas said.
Do you think people should get a payment?
He heard that people who don't pay income tax will get $600. So, okay, we get half of what everybody else is going to get. Hey, $600 is
You
nothing
guys,
to sneeze at. You
you
know,
guys think the public should get payments?
do what?
Do you think the public should get payments? And do you agree with this payment deal going out, or what? I heard it's some odd $1 trillion they're going to
Yes,
be putting out. So
I don't have the
I
only
thought
thing
we
I have
were
a
in debt.
problem
So
with. The only thing I have a problem with is that they kept in the billions of dollars to give to the Kennedy Arts Center. That one's still in there. So I don't agree with that. I don't know what in the hell giving them millions of dollars has got to do with the coronavirus, but I guess that's the only way they could get the Democrats to vote yes, was to give them something out of what they wanted. But you're more likely, you know, yes, because the economy is going to tank. To give you this money is for you not to go put it. Is for you to spend it, and if you spend it, that stimulates the market. So I agree with that.
a lot of areas people have basically been told not to pay your rent. I guess the president made comments on that. So I think landlords probably aren't going to get paid. I mean, so I know statistically in my area, most people can't afford to pay their rent anyway, but they're driving nice cars and talking on iPhones, partying every weekend. So where is this money really going to go?
Yes, I mean, Okay,
so,
now
yeah.
my new
barely anything's open in my area. I don't know. I'm just curious, and I think we're paying for it one way or another.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be paying
$1 in our pockets worth less. I personally, it's hard times, but I don't know why. My money's paying for somebody. I don't know. I'll just leave this alone.
I mean, eventually the country people are going to pay higher taxes eventually for us, some way or somehow they're going to.
Seems like welfare for the country or something.
Well, so you don't agree with it?
Not really. I'm sorry. Not really. I don't think the money is going to go where it's supposed to go. I think a lot of people are going to be foolish. I think it's going to be another huge hit on the stores. And
I hope they learned their lesson. I hope the government learned their lesson from 2008. I hope they've got provisions in this bill for stuff doesn't happen like it did last time. I don't think they're going to give millions of dollars to the airlines and cruise ships. Now, if I'm correct, most of the cruise ships that sail out of United States ports, I think 99% of them are registered in foreign countries. I don't think we should bail them out. Fuck them. They're not American. I can understand helping a company because they put a ban on this kind of stuff and people aren't traveling. I mean, so it's hard to.
A lot of those companies have been sticking us for years, especially the airlines. After the last time, prices hiked and they keep prices jacked. They want to nickel and dime you for everything. They tell you they're overcharging you, and it's to upgrade their systems and everything else. I mean, like it's not matching. They're not matching them, what you're making, and they stick us as the public, so why are we going to help them out now? I mean, they're robbing us on a day-to-day, and now they're going to rob us again. I don't know. If you don't make it, you don't make it.
Well, I mean, do you think the economy? We could go into a super depression. Real bad.
I'm not an economist, so excuse me, but it just seems to be the way it is. If you do a good job and things happen, you put money away for issues. You don't pay people, your head execs, 100 to 1,000 times the wage of the people that are actually getting it done for you. As far as I'm concerned, there's a whole lot of poetic justice going on with this.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I hope
don't want to pay for it.
like last time, 2008, when Obama bailed everybody out. That was disgusting what happened. I hope they learned their lessons from that and doesn't happen again. But we're talking to government here, so
The the difference in all that is in 2008, people screwed themselves over, and that's why we went into a recession. This is where the government's forcing you to shut your doors. That's different.
yeah, yeah.
It's different, but I can't help but see it turn us as like a socialist dependent to the government. We're gonna hop through any hoop because you got to get that check. Society, and personally, that's petty garbage to me. But that's just me personally. It's giving them too much power.
Make sure you don't cash that check when you get it.
I'm pretty sure I won't get one.
Yeah, that's for all those Trump haters out there. I hope you don't cash your checks. Send them back and say, no, thank you. You're not my president.
It's nothing to do with being a Trump hater. I'm not a Trump hater. I don't mean it like that. I just mean, I don't know. It shouldn't be bailed out. I don't see why. Like I said, I'm just different, I guess. I don't know. So I'm fine with taking care of my own way, but I don't like being forced or to pay for somebody else's or my earnings to be depreciated because somebody else.
Okay. You're entitled to the way you think. I don't agree with you on this particular case. Back in 2008, I would agree with you. But, a lot of this, it all depends on what they've written into the bill that covers stuff like this, the exact wording, or it doesn't get screwed, but it's the government. So, I don't know. Now, like some people might say, well, why does somebody who doesn't pay taxes like me get $600 to help support the company? But before I was disabled, I paid taxes for goddamn years of my work. 40 years of my working life, I was paying taxes. So I did pay into all this shit. But I'm going to spend it. I know I should save it for a rainy day, but I will spend it to get the economy going. Because we can't afford to have it tank. We really can't. I don't think. Anyway, Seven Wonders was saying that he thinks Trump is pumping up the dollar to gain popularity. I tell you what, Trump does know how to work the media and the TV to his advantage. Every time you see him there, he's basically getting free advertisement for his campaign. And to me, as much as you dislike the guy, sometimes he's smart in that way. So I don't know. I don't want to get in a big Trump discussion here, but I don't know. Anybody else got any opinions on this? What about you, Squib? Do you think the stimulus package should be done or not?
I've got mixed feelings on it, mixed opinions. I think some of the things some of you guys said I agree with, and some of the things some of you guys said I disagree with.
Yeah. What did Grandpa Lovin say? Because somebody says, well done. Oh, yeah. When and if we get the money, we need to go support all small businesses to get the big box stores. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's who, because 66% of people employed in this country are employed by small businesses. Now, what's the definition of when does a small business become a big business? How many employees or how much money is it based on how many employees you have or how much money that you generate?
The two number one employers in this country are the federal government and Walmart.
There you go. So, Now they're like if they give Walmart money from this stimulus package, it's meant to trickle down to the employees to keep their stuff going, like their insurance, and if they've been off work to pay for the time they've been off work and stuff like this, because it's meant to guarantee that you're still going to get paid even though you're not working. That is the theory behind it. Whether it happens, there's a little ruckus tonight in Congress. Bernie Sanders is saying he's going to put a jinx on it, or he's not going to vote for it, or whatever. I'm not is because the way it's worded, it says if you whatever the max you get unemployment, and it says they will increase. It's an error. It says they will increase. I think the maximum you can get is something just under $400 or something. And they said they're going to increase it by $600 a week. That means you're going to get $1,000 a week. Well, if you only earn $800 a week, why do you want to get off unemployment for? You're earning more.
Rick, have you ever filed unemployment?
Have I ever filed unemployment? No.
Okay, the numbers you threw out are non-existent. Unemployment doesn't pay that much.
Well, I was just whatever they pay, but how much do they pay?
I'll put it this way. I'm going to get $500 a week less on unemployment for the next 3 weeks, assuming they don't screw it up. I'm also not going to get it in the same amount of time that I would get my regular paycheck. There's no health insurance or any of the other insurances I have through work coming through my unemployment. I have to go on to a website that is not working very well because everybody in the state is on it at once. And our governor is thinking about trying to push all this off on the federal government to pay because she don't want to spend the money because she knows she's going to have to raise taxes. And if she does that again, nobody's going to vote for her. So the unemployment I filed first thing Monday morning, if I'm lucky, I'll see it by the time I'm back to work. If we're really back to work when Trump says we are, which is no guarantee either. And all I'm going to be doing is back paying and paying late fees. And unemployment doesn't pay your rent. It doesn't pay your car payment. It'll pay your cable bill. That's about it.
Okay, but what I'm saying is you're going to earn, as you said, let's use the example that you're going to get $500 less than what you actually earn now. So what they're saying is they're going to give you an extra $600 a week. That means you're going to earn $100 more per week by staying on unemployment under this package they're passing.
Don't.
That is what the way it's worded is they're going to give you an extra $600 a week onto whatever you're earning under employment. So if you're earning if you're getting $500 less per week than what you on unemployment, and they give you $600, that means there's $100 adrift there. So why would you want to go back to work?
I believe it's supposed to only be 75% of what you normally make. If
unemployment also asks you, if you're receiving any other income, things like that. I've only been on it once a long time ago, a short period of time, but they did. So I assume if you did report you were receiving that, then they might alter.
And that's what they're trying to change because they're so. For argument, I'm not going to ask somebody what they're going to, but say for argument's sake that they give you. Say you earn $800 a week, and they give you $300 a week unemployment. And what this thing says is we're going to give you an extra $600 a week, which means you'll be getting $900 a week, which means you're earning $100 more per week under unemployment than you would be working, which is wrong. Which is what they're trying to say is that this extra $600 the way they should have worded it was up to $600, i.e., if you earn $700 a week, we're just going to give you the difference up to what you earn. Now, if you're earning $700 a week and they only give you $300, they'll give you $400 to give you your $700. You know, so hey, roll call. Good to see.
Sounds like a lot of Common Core math to me.
Yeah, it is. But that's the way I interpret it, and that's the way I read it. I could have misread it. I'm just saying that's how I heard it. So why are you quitting your job, roll call? That sounds you changed your hours now. Oh, all right.
The only thing I'd throw in there on that is nobody wants to be on unemployment. I mean, there might be some people out there, but they're, whatever. I don't see anybody that goes to a job and works for their family and has, motivation is going to want to be on unemployment.
I've seen some that'll intentionally count their hours to get enough time in to be out for unemployment and then work off the books too.
Well, just
and
stay
go
away
to
from them
the
type of
churches to
people.
pick up free food. People are crazy. And that's why I don't want to pay for people. I mean, honestly, priorities are an issue in this country. I mean, you don't have to pay $500 for cell phone bills for your kids and whatnot. There's a lot of things people don't have to have, but they decide to. Well, times are changing. You got to change a little too. You can't expect everybody to pay everything for it.
Yeah, I was going to double check my roll call because I said he lives and works in Indiana. Gun ranges are closed down, right? Or did I misread that? Gun stores are still open, I believe, but gun ranges are closed. I just want to know because if they're not, I'm going to go shooting. So anyway, I just wanted to know. But you're right.
Actually, with the gun stores, my local shop had put out that they were closed until the 13th of April. And then if you believe the ILA sent out an email today about the governor's executive order, which was the stay at home for the 15 days or whatever. And they said something that it didn't include gun shops, and gun shops are still open. But I don't know which is which. I know one of them, that's the range that I usually go to, is closed down, but I don't know if it's just them by choice. I would ask Quip. He gets that email too, I bet.
Yeah, I mean, that's, I don't trust them right now myself. It's amazing how they're getting, I mean, do they think everybody's forgotten what they did? And the NRA or the ILA seems to be popping up more and more in the news feeds on Facebook and all that kind of stuff, and all the other social media bullshit,
People in positions of power, whether it be Wayne LaPierre or whether it be Jeff Bezos or Donald Trump or Barack Obama, whoever, your landlord, they all understand that we have the goldfish amount of attention span. And yes, your answer is yes. People forgot. People are going to forget this. People are going to forget the next thing. That's why we are in the position we're in, is because entertainment, the world's exploding over here. Okay, well, we got entertainment. Okay, I'm going to go get entertainment and quit paying attention to the world exploding. And people in power know that. So, Brett Kavanaugh, anybody remember Brett Kavanaugh? Most people already forgot who Brett Kavanaugh was. People will forget about Wayne LaPierre's $30,000 suits. All this, the bailouts, people forget about that. It's just, I guess, yeah, maybe it's human nature. I don't know, but the masses forget really quick, and people in power and corrupt people take advantage of that.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree with you, and that's what's happening. I think. I mean, you're right. It's all. But I mean, sometimes I fall on that too. Forget about what something that's happened to somebody brings it up, you know. But I don't forget. I mean, honestly, I did not. I did not renew my NRA membership when it was due at the end of February. You know, they keep sending me letters and trying to phone me. They're trying to phone me so much I had to use my call blocker to stop them because they would. I mean, they were trying to. NRA was trying to phone me, 5 or 6 times a goddamn day. You know, they must want my membership money bad. So right now I have not rejoined because they haven't shown me. Then I just happened to before I came on here tonight. I just happened to see the Guns and Gadgets video, and he was saying that the NRA are backing a candidate to run for Senate in state of Massachusetts. Gave him an A rating, and they're backing him. But he voted. He has voted for pro-gun bills in the past in Massachusetts, but he voted for red flag laws. And to me, that negates everything he's done before. If you vote for red flag laws, you can't be a Second Amendment guy. I'm sorry. It's like everything else. I mean, when you say something and you put but, everything before the but is bullshit. In my opinion. But what in the hell but there you go. But what in the hell do I know? What's time? Oh shit.
You've got mail.
This hour is going past. Real quick, before we carry on with any subjects, because everybody's quiet here. My quiz for Saturday's show. Email only. What I wanted to know was, out of the 4 countries that make up the United Kingdom, which country is it? And, okay, let me rephrase that. One of the 4 countries, one of them issues firearms to their police force. I want to know what country it is and what is the standard firearm they are issued. Email me at rickslife@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. So there you go. I want to know what country it is out of the 4 that make up the United Kingdom and what is the standard firearm that they issue to them. So there you go. That is the question. Who have we lost?
It's not the one that issues the narwhal horns, right?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I lost my chat. Where's my chat? There it is. Oh yeah, I feel for you, Patrick. Patrick was saying he's paid per job, not a fixed salary. So nobody's bringing in their cars to be fixed. So that's tough. I mean, that is tough. Oh, well, I don't know. I don't have the answer. I'm hoping this stimulus package will do what it's meant to do, but not. I just hope there is going to be some people that are going to cheat the system. I hope they're keeping an eye on these big companies that they're bailing out, that to make sure they use it for what it was intended. And if they don't, I think they should be penalized somehow, personally. But I don't know. Anyway, you guys got anything else you want to talk about?
I'm just curious how they're going to be penalized. Are they going to get a small fine, or are they going to get asked to leave with $1 million pension, or is it going to resemble 08 or what? Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't think half of them would mind getting in trouble.
You know, as I said, I keep having flashbacks to 2008. I know it's a different situation I mean,
Well,
this,
nothing's really changed from then, in a sense.
well, yeah. I mean,
There's still a lot of Enrons out there that haven't been exposed. I mean, there's the system's rigged to begin with and messed up. So if these people made their bed, let them lie in it, in my opinion. I mean, I know that affects people, but it's happening one way or the other. I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, a closure. I mean, people would be forced to not go to work because the government says we're closing you down because you're non-essential, and that wasn't the case in 2008. There's a difference, a small one, but yes, there is going to be crooks there. That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that they're going to keep an eye on it this time, and the people that do cheat the system get penalized for it. That's all I'm saying. Whether it's going to happen, I don't know, but yeah. But I just hope. I mean, we were talking earlier. You know, we're back to the virus. They keep showing the numbers of cases in the world and in the United States, and they're showing the numbers of how many people have died in the world and how many people have died in the United States so far. I wish they would put up the numbers on how many people have died from the flu. Just to show that, you know, that I bet you the flu numbers are higher for this. I bet you from when this started to now, people who died from just normal flu, not the virus, just normal flu, is higher than the people who have died from COVID-19.
The problem. I have two problems with that. The first problem is we have a pretty solid idea of how many hundreds of thousands of people get the regular flu every year. We have no idea how many people will have coronavirus until years from now, when all the numbers can get sat down and crunched and stuff like that. So we already know that a super large portion of the country gets the flu. So of course a super large portion are going to die. I don't think that those numbers are really valid to balance back and forth. The other issue that I have with uh, not us having a conversation, just being curious about stuff, but like when the quote unquote smarter people out there start talking about that, why didn't they talk about that last year? Why do you all of a sudden care about life now? Why, if you want to talk about 80,000, I'm just making up numbers. 80,000 people died of the flu in the past 15 minutes, and it's such a big deal. Why didn't you care about that yesterday? That goes back to the corruption and the hornswoggling that's going on. They don't care about life. And to be honest, none of these people care how many people die from coronavirus either. The only reason half of them are worried about it is because they think they might get it.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean,
Once again, I'm not talking about us and your average everyday John Q and Jane Q public. I'm talking about our betters out there that are all of a sudden concerned about life and the well-being of the American populace.
well,
I have a question though about that. Do you really think the media really cares thinks that this is such a huge thing, or the politicians that are throwing in all that extra garbage with these little stimulus packages about opening up refugee camps and all that kind of stuff, funding things that don't have anything to do with it? Do you think they really think it's that critical, or do you think they're just using it to do their bidding and their agendas and stuff? Because I personally don't think 90% of them really think it's a big deal. They're just using it, I think. Not saying it isn't a big deal, not saying that My mom, she has rheumatoid arthritis, and her immune system is very low 90% of the time anyway. And so, I haven't seen her in 3 weeks. We call every day, and that kind of situation is very critical. But, as far as these guys on TV that talk about it all the time, and they're throwing up, oh, it's so bad. But then they want to throw extra stuff in there because they think they can slide it in and get things pushed through. Do you think that's something?
I think the media is, as you said, it's serious, but they're hyping it up. They're trying to make it look worse than it's bad, but they're making it look super worse, and they're trying to find some way to blame this administration for it. Because it's all I said. They don't care. They don't care if you get it or not. They don't care if you die. The media.
I disagree with
Well,
that.
it doesn't matter because 6 months ago, 2 years ago, we didn't give a shit what they said on the news, anyway, because we know that they're talking out the side of their necks and both sides, whatever. That they always push some kind of thing. Now if it is critical and there are areas that are bad and we don't want older people to die and all that kind of stuff, that's understandable. But where we're taking it, where they're saying everybody has to stay home in places, where, I've got probably since we've been on this chat, 40 cars have went by my house, and I don't live on a main street. I know they're not all essential workers, right? The people, when I went out this morning to do shopping, there's people just driving around, right? So that kind of situation, they're happening, and, we haven't had anybody die in my area yet, whatever. But I think that they're pushing this thing to shut everything down, because the longer our economy stays still, the better it is for whatever outcome that they're pushing for. Because I know there's a lot of people right here, somebody couldn't bring a car over to your shop, drop it off, they leave, right? I had pizza ordered, right? They delivered it. I had an envelope with the cash, tip, everything left outside. I just said, set it there. They left. There's ways of getting around things, and we can do this. But when they say, for a long period of time, I don't know. Anyways, I'm glad Squib's back, and I might have to run.
He dropped out. I guess he lost connection or he got bored with us.
I disagree in the fact that I think the media has downplayed it. I think they've been in order to keep it coming out at a slower pace, to keep it maintainable, to keep the panic maintainable.
Nope.
And as far as work, I've adapted, and basically I've made a paycheck in my driveway due to neighbors that didn't want to take their cars to big shops. It's not my normal 9 to 5 thing, but it's something I'm capable of doing. And basically,
Okay.
I'm making money from his misfortune, maybe, but there's still ways of doing things. Like I said, I don't know. I just wanted to state.
When you looked at the news,
I think see the different side of that.
Uh-oh. Anyways, with you watching the news, tell me one thing that they have downplayed. How have they said anything that has downplayed anything?
In my opinion, all of it from when it even came on RTV has been downplayed. So, okay. And the hospitals here are already overwhelmed. Every hospital in my area has tents. There's cases in my area. They're rolling tests out slow because they don't want people to basically crap their pants and be like, oh my God. There's 2 batches of tests initially that were basically garbage. Why? We're the best at everything, right? We're number 1. Our crap don't stink. Why did we have 2 rows of tests that were basically garbage, incomplete kits, tests that came up false positives? Well, these petty other people are running tests left and right. And, again, we're all different people. I just see it differently.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, Patriot dropped out, whether he lost his connection or his daughter came over, or he might come back. But I understand what you're saying. But, for a long time, Well, I mean, not for a long time, but there was a few days that the media was praising South Korea for the way they handled it and flattened out the curve. And why can't we do it? You know, making them sound. I mean, it. I don't know. They just seem to. They seem to make the. Nah, I'm not gonna get in a big argument with you over it. I think the media is causing more harm than good, in my opinion. That's what I'm gonna say. So
it's cool. We all got our opinion.
yeah,
As
absolutely.
long as we don't have to go to war over it, that's the beauty of being an American. So.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. It's well, my hour is up. So plus my grilled cheese sandwiches are waiting for me. I got to cook them, of course. Yeah. So I just I'm gonna call it. Unless you guys got anything else you want to talk about, I can go for an extra 10, 15 minutes if you want. You know.
Say I'm good. I apologize if I bring anybody down or upset anybody there. So it's just a difference of opinion, but that's what the show is about. Yeah.
That's what these discussions are about. You know, if we all had the same opinion about something, it wouldn't be worth listening to. So, I mean, just because we have a disagreement doesn't mean I don't like you. You know what I'm saying? I can disagree with somebody and still like you. You know. So, I mean, if you pissed me off enough, you would know it. So, I do appreciate you guys being here. I do especially appreciate you in the chat for showing up and putting up with our. I do read what you guys write. I don't always mention it in the chat because it's hard with some of these guys that got here to get a word in edgeways. But I do try to read some of your stuff into the chat. But I appreciate it. I really do. So keep it up and thank you for showing up here. I really do appreciate it. You got any closing things, New York Outcasts? Plugs or shout outs or anything?
No, just be safe, people, and thanks for joining us.
Okay. And Kingpin, you got anything?
Always a pleasure to be with you, Rick. Great conversation always. Thank you, everybody that shows up in the chat room. And our good friend Roll Call 219 is out there, so make sure you check out Rants and Raves tonight around the 10 o'clock Eastern time.
Yes, that's right. He's out there, and I appreciate you stopping in here, Roll Call. And Seven Wonders, I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for stopping by, too. I do appreciate you all stopping by. I really do. So I'm going to wind this up. I want to say thank you. Don't forget, I will be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. With a chat. Just it more likely be along the same lines because that's all the news we're getting right now. But I'll try to find some topics to talk about, you know, that might keep us on a different thing. But I don't know. I'm going to try. So talk to you all later. And thank you for all being here. And good night, good afternoon, or whatever, wherever you are. Thank you very much. See you, everybody.